Okay, let me express how the developers of this new Alien vs. Predator game have completely ruined what could have been a potentially good game. First, let me start by saying I'm a huge fan of the series, the older series, before Ripley went bald and started to have weird orgies with aliens and whatnot. But as many fans of Aliens, I'm sure what got you guys hooked, the same that got me hooked, was the unique themes, the sound design, the environments, characters, and the weaponry, you know? I mean, let's be serious. When you hear the pulse rifle go off, your mind can only think aliens. The sound of the pulse rifle is so unique to that movie. Nobody had done anything similar to that up to that point. With all that said, let me show you how this new and improved AVP sucks some pretty sweaty ass. Starting with the interface. Now, for those of you who've already gotten the game and started playing it, you know that the multiplayer interface is a damn joke. They make you sit there and let you load and load and load just to get stuck in some shitty server with a constantly stuttering host. Nothing ruins the game more than for me, than trying to survive while hearing.
Have you tried running? It is.
Now, aside from the whole interface thing, because it's its own story altogether, I'm going to focus simply on the game itself. Okay, so let's take a look at the multiplayer maps. We have, the first one is Ruins. Okay, sticks to the whole, you know, the newer AVP movie concepts, whatever, kind of lame, still in my opinion. Next map we have Jungle. Okay, still sticking to the whole Predator hunting theme, even though it's just a little odd that Colonial Marines just happen to be out there to begin with. So, moving on, we have Pyramid. Now, if you're an Indiana Jones fan, this will probably make you really happy, but for those of us who like foggy, rainy, dark, quiet, ambient maps, the maps that were in the last game, this doesn't seem very fitting. Then we have Ruins. So now we got 4 maps here that are practically about the same kind of thing. And let's not forget Gateway. Now this Gateway may sound like a cool map. You know, Stargate, cool shit. No, it's a gateway into another jungle. So that's 5 maps. Guess how many maps this game actually has for the multiplayer mode? 6. So we're talking 5 maps, jungle theme, and the 1 map, Refinery, is the only map that even like slightly resembles what Aliens actually was. I mean, and it's still not even that good of a map because we got so tired of playing it through the demo. That poor excuse of a demo that was only released as Deathmatch. Who does that? Rebellion knows how to make really good games. That's why all the people playing that demo refrain from killing their own race just so people can live a team deathmatch feel. But hey, you know, the developers could easily release that, but no, leave it up to us to make and fix what they fucked up on. I think it's just easier for a developer to sit around and add trees and brush to every little thing they want to do. No. But when you're going to make a game about aliens, we want the gated floors, we want the alarms, we want the freight elevators, the steam-filled rooms, and rain, for Christ's sake. The movie Aliens, it was practically raining from beginning to end. Now, I guess you could say, but hey, the game isn't based off the movie Aliens, so STFU. But then, if they insist on using the characters and the weapons from the movie Aliens, then they should bring anything else in common. Is that what you're saying? That they have nothing else in common? If you're going to include those aspects, then they damn might as well use some of the aspects from the actual movie. Show the freaking decency to the fans that you can make a map based on the film. They did it in the last game, for example. You won't find a single map similar to this in the multiplayer of the new Alien vs. Predator. You know, I guess maps like that were just too cool, too stuck to the theme. Also, the older one had a very unique mode that could be played. But the developers in this game, I guess they figured it just wasn't a cool idea, you know, let's just have more deathmatch. We just want more aliens, more predators running around in jungles killing people, because we can't have an evac mode. That would just be too cool for a new Alien vs Predator game, right? Let's hunt. Let's not evacuate. Alright, with that said, let me talk a little bit about the mode. It was a different type of game to play. It was a small group of Marines, equal size or larger group of controlled aliens. But you know, today you can have bots to play the aliens. That's not a big deal at all. But the Marines only had one life. One life. So now, or you could choose if you wanted the Marines to have 3 or more lives or whatever. But typically it was only one life because you're trying to evacuate. It's the whole theme to the mode here, right? Now let me talk about this a little bit more. With one life, with a group of Marines, the fight becomes way more intense because now everybody's trying to survive. Not everybody knows, oh, it's just respawn. It doesn't happen. Now the aliens, on the other hand, they can either have a set amount of spawns or respawns, or they can have an infinite amount of respawns. So they can keep coming while the Marines have to stick together and make their way to, let's say, a dropship, an APC, etc. Some type of evac point. Now they had that the last game, and they completely removed that out of this game. The game does have something that the last game had, but the last game didn't, which is Survivor mode. It pits 4 Marines against an onslaught of just oncoming aliens. Now, it's fun without the lack of... There's a lack of winning in that mode, because you're only trying to play how long you can live. So, you know, it gets really boring really fast, especially since developers only included 2 maps. On top of that, you can't even play that mode ranked with friends. You either play hours of unranked fun with your buds, or hours of not so fun ranked with a bunch of stuttering mic'd assholes. Yay. Now what really got me pissed that I spent money on this disappointment is the simple fact that Aliens Colonial Marines, a game that was in development by Sega the same time as this one, which was going to be from the perspective of the Marines fighting against aliens taking place at the same time and same location that the movie had. We're talking dark, quiet, raining, stormy industrial environments, alarms going off, players welding doors, placing sentry guns and fighting in clustered areas, staying true to the film and the uniqueness of the series. All that got cancelled thanks to the development of this game. Instead, we got a Predator-induced deathmatch Tomb Raider bonanza. And if I could just add one more thing about this new AVP, why do none of the Marines have helmets? You think something as simple as that could have been done just to please the true fans to the older films. So, fuck us, apparently. So I'm unsure what the developers were trying to accomplish with this game, because if they were going for a fan pleaser, they failed. If they were going for something new with their 83.34% jungle-based maps, multiplayer maps, they failed. That shit gets old. If they wanted to make their own story, your own unique story with characters and such, that aren't even theirs, you failed. It sucks. Because you're not expanding on what was already done to make the game good. What was already done to get the fans in the first place. Those simple themes that the game could have easily incorporated is what got people involved in Aliens, the Marines, and all of that. Now, I honestly don't even know why Predator even got involved with the whole thing, but people like Predator. You know, we can't throw them out of the mix, but we'd like to. I would like to, personally. But, you know, if we're going to make a game that's called Alien vs. Predator, you have to have Predator. But then let's not just focus on Predator so much. Let's add some of these stormy, alien-infested colonies into the multiplayer. Because we got this brand new next-gen DirectX wielding game, and we're taking it and turning it into a jungle map. If we wanted to play Tomb Raider, we could play Tomb Raider. And if you love Deathmatch so much, play Half-Life 2 Team Deathmatch. I mean, thanks again to another game company leaving it up to us, the consumer, to make your games better than you, and without even getting paid to do it. So I guess I either look forward to working on some good mods or seeing some good mods come out for this game. Because you guys suck.